Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview. April 22nd on Wednesday. It's Hump Day 2015. Traders, great to be with you. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, white sandy beaches, and traders, it was over 100 degrees yesterday. Yes, that is hot. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come and visit our website at fxclearing.com. Traders got a lot talked about some news and some indices, what happened at the close, and then we have some very strange charts for you today. Some decisions will be made today. Before we do that, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator through the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I usually do this recording, during the Asian session. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my 27-year career as a fireman. And well, traders, it's 2015 and I'm still here. Love trading Forex. I do trade the markets every single trading day. Spend hours in front of my charts. And if I'm not in front of my charts, I've got my iPhone hanging out with my charts waiting for me. Traders, I'm always looking for opportunities and probabilities on my side, so the percentage of my wins in my trades are higher than lower. So no, we don't win every trade. In fact, last week I lost 2 trades. So it just happens. That's the way it works. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is a risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Traders, let's talk about some news and commentary, and we're going to start off with the indices. If I can get that. There we go. The Dow closed negative 0.47%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.15%. The NASDAQ was in the green at 0.39%, with the Russell 2000 at negative 0.06%, just barely in the red. Let's move over to the Eurozone. The DAX closed in the green at 0.40%. The FTSE in the green at 0.15%, and the CAC 40 in the green at 0.10%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 just barely in the green at 0.04%. Traders, let's move on over to Asia. Remember, these countries are currently trading. Their trading pits are open and ready to go. The Nikkei 225 is up 1.07%. The S&P ASX 200 is negative 0.86%. The Shanghai is positive at 0.91%. The Hang Seng is positive at 0.33%. And the Kospi is in the green at 0.55%. Let's take a look at what we got today as far as news events. We did have some news events that came out of the Aussie today. The Aussie had CPI quarter on quarter. It came out at 0.2%. Was forecasted at 0.2%. And that is it as far as the Aussie goes. I don't understand why, but the Aussie moved like 70 pips on this data. And it came out within expectations. It just like boggles my mind. You'll see it when I show you the charts. It's marked on the charts. I'll show it to you. As we go through our trading day, the Great British Pound has BOE MPC meeting minutes coming out. And unfortunately, those are great, but they're very hard to trade because I can't read them. Nor do I want to read them. So you're basically watching just charts and hoping your news feed will tell you what's going on. In the U.S. session, we have existing home sales. These are high impact data coming out today in the New York session. And that wraps up our news for today. Commentary, some nice trade moves yesterday. If you looked at any of our trading plans, they really worked out quite nice. And yeah, you could have made some nice pips yesterday if you followed our trade plans. I'd like to tell you that today is going to be just absolutely the same. I think today is going to be a little bit tougher. This Aussie news has really put a dent in some of our charts. And unless we get these pullbacks before the London Open, it's going to be very difficult to trade because you can end up counter trend trading. And I do not advise that at all. Sorry about that, traders. All right, let's move over to the 60-minute charts. And today we're going to start with the pound dollar. So here's the pound, and you can see not much going on here. Basically, I want a break of this trend line, and I'll take it down to 49.08. And, you know, the problem here is two problems. One, you're trading into 4,900. Or the more conservative trade is wait till this closes below the 200 exponential moving average at 1.47. I'm 1.48, like 58 or 55, somewhere in there. Make sure it's closed below the 200. We want to take profit at 47.83. It's going to be a tricky trade. And the only reason I say it's going to be tricky is because we're going to be trading into that psychological level of 4,900 where it can sit there. Or worse than that, it can bounce. But the pair as a whole is definitely bearish. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar worked very nicely yesterday, hit both our profit-taking areas. Very nice trade yesterday, really moved good. What a beautiful trade. Basically, a repeat today. We're just waiting for this to close below the 200 exponential moving average, which it has. You can see I'm not looking for an entry till 1.0696. I want to make sure this does not come back up to the 200 and we have like one or two candles to give us some buffer that this wants to come down. If you look left of the chart, you can see it likes hanging out at that 200 exponential moving average, and we want to take profit at 1.0638. And the Euro Aussie, you can see there's that news trade candle that just absolutely has blown us out of the water. I have not looked at the chart since I've taken this photo, so I don't know how far back this is pulled back. But we need this to pull back to the 50% fib. And you know what? We'll continue to the downtrend, and we will get out at 1.37. You can even go to like 85 or 89 and just get out of it. But the pullbacks can be real important. It's at resistance. It's at support right now. Right now, if you look left of the chart, that is some strong support. So we're hoping we get this to move back up to the 50% Fibonacci level on the Euro Aussie. This pair has been, when this pair is in its trend, it works so well, but when it gets out of it, it gives me headaches because I love trading the Euro Aussie. Here's the Aussie dollar. Take a look at the Aussie dollar. This was the news trade. There's where you can see this 50 or 60 pip news candle that came out. And basically, I already had placed these writings on the chart of how I wanted to trade this, and that was break of the trend line. And just to get in and trade this short at 0.7679, and we'll get out at 0.7605. Well, now we got a different situation, right? Now the situation is we got to get below this 200 exponential moving average and below the trend line. So what's going to happen here? I would presume that this is going to continue to the downside. We got like 5 hours, 4.5 hours before the London Open, as I do this in the Asia session. And I'm hoping this comes back to the 200 for the London Open, breaks below it, and we can take our trade. And it's such a nice trade until that data came out. But unfortunately, data makes the markets move, and we need data. It's just part of our trading. We have to have it. Let's take a look at the euro yen. Euro yen, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, William, why aren't you buying this? And you might have a valid point. Time will tell. But I'm not buying this into resistance. And this is, if you were to buy this now, you're buying into resistance. So I'm taking the one of the two conservative routes, and one is break below the 200 at 128.10 and take it to the downside, or you know what? Wait for that trend line break at 127.57, take it down to 126.89. That's a 30 pip trade. Thank you very much. And you know that's where I see it. I'm sorry, that's more than a 30 pip trade. But yeah, I don't know which one I would take. I would have to look at how the chart looks once it breaks that 200. If I get a bullish engulfing candle at the break of that 200 and the next candle is red, I would probably enter that. But if they're like indecision candles and really not giving us any kind of direction, I'll wait for the second entry at 127.57. And the last pair of the day, my friends, is our New Zealand dollar. This pair is sideways. I know this pair has just been a challenge. This pair used to be so nice to trade. It used to be just go with the flow, right? Oh, not today. Here we are. So what are we going to do here? You're probably saying again, why aren't you buying this? Because if you look at the daily chart, this is extremely, extremely bearish. This is a bearish pair, and my bias is bearish. However, if you look at this chart, we are a long ways away from the 200 exponential moving average. So I am siding with the bulls today. I'm thinking the daily chart's going to do a bounce, as we're showing a blue candle at the beginning of today's session, and I want this to come back to the 61.8 at 0.7645, and we'll get out at resistance at 0.77. I would get out before the 29 area. Maybe you'd want to get out at like 39 and get out of there and take your profits. But I'd like to see it do something other than what it's doing, and that's going sideways and not doing anything. So we need to pull back, and then we can take this back to the upside. If you look at the 61.8 fib, you can see there's a lot of support there. So there's a very good chance of a very, very nice bounce. Traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me today. Come and visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great, profitable trading day, and we'll catch you next time for the market opening preview. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Take care now. Bye-bye.